So one of the questions I get asked the most about my trips is how much did it cost? What did you budget for your trip whilst travelling through that country?
I'll start again there because Karl's interrupted me.
Yeah, there you go. Whilst sort of asking how much to spend whilst travelling is a bit like asking how long's a piece of string, because it depends what you want to do and how sort of extravagant you want to live and what different activities you want to do and things like that. I thought by providing you my budgets and giving you a breakdown of what I spent, it can help you start planning your own adventure. So they're all now available on my website, which is karlwatson.net. And traditionally my website was just like a portfolio, like here's all my films in one place, but I've now kind of revamped it and packed it full of useful information for you guys. So I'll give you a quick run through. Obviously this is the homepage, where you got quick links to different parts of the website. But on the top menu here, you can go to films, and this will give you all of the films, first of all in chronological order with the most recent film coming up first. But then if you want to arrange it by location, you can click sort by location, and then you can jump straight ahead to a different continent if you wish. And you'll see that some of the films got the budget and itinerary button next to them. That'll take you straight to the budget breakdowns of each film, but we'll get to that in a moment. Another way you can search for films, rather than just coming to the films page, you can go to destinations. And if you're thinking, oh, you know, I fancy traveling to Africa, then you click on there and it's got all the films that I've made in that continent. Now, onto budgets and tips. If you click onto this page, we've got different things like my FAQ, the travel tips videos I've made in the past, like how to plan a trip, how to budget for a trip, how to pack your bag, tips for solo female travelers, booking hostels, all that. And also got just general tips here on how to plan a trip as well. But the main thing and what this video is all about really is the budgets and itineraries. So you got a list of all the films here that I've done a budget breakdown for. Some of the budget breakdowns are more detailed than the others. It kind of depends how long ago the trip was and sort of how far back my credit card statements and stuff like that was, so I can actually find out how much I actually spent. But let's go with the Vietnam trip from the start of this year. To begin with, we got quick facts of just like how long the trip was, what time of year. People always ask me that, what year it was, and then what did I spend. And I've done all the costs in US dollars, and I get some people going, oh mate, you're British, it should be in pounds, you know, come on, stick up for your own country. It's like, yeah, but no one else uses pounds, whilst everywhere uses US dollars, so that's why the budgets are in that. Now we've got the table of contents here, so you can actually skip straight to a specific section, but since I'm going to walk you through it, don't need to worry about that for now. So, budget breakdown. First of all here, we've got the budget breakdown. So it shows you exactly what I spent on flights, visas, accommodation, transport, activities, and just cash. Now the thing to remember about most of these budgets is that a lot of these trips I have budgets for, I did in my 30s, and in my 30s I had a lot more money to spend than I did in my 20s. So whilst I was backpacking, I wasn't exactly holding back with what I was spending day to day. Whilst, you know, when I did my first backpacking trip back in 2006, you know, I was counting every penny and, you know, eating tin food and stuff like that. Whilst now I like to eat, you know, proper food. So don't take these budgets as sort of gospel of like, this is exactly how much you will spend whilst you're there. It's just a breakdown of what I spent to give you an idea of what you might spend on yours. And sometimes I give alternate budgets, like for Vietnam, you know, on that trip, a lot of the hostels are staying in private rooms, but if I just stayed in the dorms, the accommodation budget would have gone way down. So I've given an alternate budget here, and it's like, yeah, you've saved like, what, $350 just by staying in dorms rather than private rooms. Now the itinerary summary, this is basically a PDF that you can open up and download, and this gives you a complete breakdown of what I did when. It's an itinerary. It doesn't need that much explanation. So now we're in the location breakdown section, and you can use a table of contents to skip forward to a certain town or city, or you can just scroll down through them, and it's in the order that I did the trip. So for Ho Chi Minh City, Saigon, it tells you how long I stayed there for, what accommodation I stayed at, and what activities I did. And also I've got these Get Your Guide links here, so if you were to click on this, it would take you to Get Your Guide, and it gives you loads of ideas of different activities and stuff you can do. So if you're looking to book some activities up, click on there and go for it. And I should mention, all of the links on these budget itinerary sites, most of them are affiliate links, and what that means is if you click on those links, it doesn't cost you anything extra at all, but it means I get a little bit of commission if you use them. So if you use those links, it helps me out a bit. So you can scroll down through these for each place on the trip. And also, if you were to click on one of these accommodation links, it'll take you down to the accommodation section. So here I have a list of all the hostels that I stayed at. And if you click on this link, it would take you to them on Hostel World, where you can book it up for yourself. So that's the location breakdown and accommodation. Then after that, I've got the travel section, and this is basically the details of how I traveled around the country that I was in. And usually it's all pretty simple and pretty obvious. Like most of the countries, when you're backpacking, you just book your onward travel through the hostel. But I've also put some useful links in that I've used as well. Like for Vietnam, I used like 12go.asia. Then for the activity section, again, most of the things you do, you just book through the hostel you're staying at. But there are some links here to get your guide where you can book up some of these activities in advance if you so wish. And I'll give you an idea of how much you need to budget for those individual activities. So you can click on one of these, take you through, and yeah, you can go book now and you're away. And the final section is do this trip as a tour. And these are just some alternate ideas for how you can travel around that country. So you might be thinking, actually I don't want to do it solo, I don't want to do it all by myself, I'd rather just do it as a tour. Then the similar itinerary to what I did, you can click on these and book them through Intrepid Travel. And that's basically it, and it's the same for each trip that I've done. The Egypt and Jordan trips, I also made the budget breakdown videos explaining stuff. Some of them have slightly different information, like the Discovered Queensland series that I've just put out. You know, that was different trips with STA Travel and Tourism Queensland, so it was a bit different to usual. So what I've done for that trip is just have a location breakdown with a list of all the different activities that we did. For HK2NY, it's not quite as detailed. Like I have the original budget breakdown video there, and then I've just got some like the key activities listed, because like the ones that people ask me about the most, because I don't have written down how much we spent on each hostel or each activity anymore. Plus, a lot of the budgets would have changed since then. That was back in 2013, and so hostels have opened and closed down, different activities are running, prices have changed, inflation, all the rest of it. But the key information is here for the main things people ask me about that trip. And the budget breakdown video for that will give you an idea of how much we spent on that massive round the world trip. And one other thing to note for like the Switzerland trip, like the place in Switzerland I keep going back to with my mum, it has the usual stuff like the cost breakdown and itinerary and accommodation, but also I've got on here information about the different hikes that we do. So if you come onto here, you've got maps with, in purple, the favourite hikes marked out, and you can get a clean version of the map as well. So that'll help you if you're going to go hiking in the Swiss Alps, which I highly recommend. So there you go, that's all the budgets and itineraries for my trips in one place. There's a lot of different links in there, so if you're browsing around and you spot any broken links, please let me know, because whilst I'm trying to keep on top of it, there's so much information that obviously, you know, some mistakes are going to happen. So if you spot a link that goes wrong, just pop me a message and I'll sort it out. But hopefully it should all be right. And I'll just give you a quick rundown on what else on my website. Tours is where you'll find information on the future tours that we're going to run, although that's still in the works right now because we're just getting out of lockdown. The filmmaking tab, this is where you can find a link to the masterclass that I put on sale with Traverse, which is like 5.5 hours of video lessons that you can purchase on how to make your own travel video from scratch. And also from here I've got a kit list, which gives you a breakdown of all the different equipment that I used whilst I'm filming. Different gadgets, software, and also alternate ideas for sort of beginner vlogging camera setups as well. Then the other thing I was going to talk to you about is I've launched a new shop. So in this shop, the main thing it's going to be selling is t-shirts and prints, and the prints are sort of like on my wall here. I've got canvas prints of sort of the various pictures I've taken whilst traveling. You can now buy them yourself as canvas prints or as posters, obviously posters being cheaper because it's cheaper material. So you can browse through here, like here's all different canvas prints, here's all different posters, and then the t-shirts and hoodies and stuff. We've got HK2NY logo, Game of Life rules, it's printed on the front and back. We've got Where's James t-shirts, Hurry Up Karl, But Did We Die, which is kind of a slogan from our tours. And so you get those in all different colours. You can choose, you know, different colour, different sizes, and then add it to your cart and buy them. There's unisex apparel, men's apparel, and then also we've got some women's t-shirts as well. And again, yeah, these all come in different colors. And so they're all on sale right now, and the shop's being built with Printful. Like, they're the ones who make the t-shirts and the posters. And if you've seen any sort of canvas print or poster design, you thought, oh, you know what, I'd actually love to have that on like an iPhone case or a towel or a cushion. Like, they make tons of different stuff. So if you see it and you think, oh, I want that design on that kind of product, let me know, and then I can just add it to the store, and then you'll be able to purchase it. But I just didn't want to bombard the store with millions of different products at the same time. You know, just keep it simple for now. But if there's something you'd fancy with one of those pictures or designs on, let me know. Yeah, that's it. Hopefully all the information on those budgets and itineraries is really useful and really helpful. It's just, like I said at the start, it's a thing I get asked about all the time. So everything that I know, you should now know in terms of like the cold hard facts about the trip. But basically, I want people to get in the habit of like watching the film and then going to the website and checking out all the information, rather than watching the film and sitting there trying to make notes and sort of write ideas down. Just sit back, relax, enjoy the story, have your beer and popcorn or whatever, and then when you want to know the cold hard facts, you can go on the website after and it's all there. Now, I guess that's about it. So don't forget to like, share, subscribe, turn on notifications, all that usual nonsense. And also, if you want to sign up to the Patreon, you'll get exclusive early access to videos, bonus content, and also they get 15% off in the new store. So if you want to get a hold of that good deal, sign up now.